Hello, welcome to my studio. My name is Jen Allen. I am an artist. I paint portrait, figurative, wildlife and abstract art. I will now show you some footage of me painting some abstract art while I answer a few questions asked by my subscribers. Chris asked, what has been your favourite portrait to paint? Well, my favourite portrait has to be any portrait that I've done of members of my family. As obviously for sentimental reasons, not because they're particularly the best. If I've got some pictures of them, I will try and put them up on screen as I'm talking about them. Tony asked, who was your inspiration and do you have a favourite artist? I'm not sure of my exact inspiration. I think there's been several. My art teacher from school, for one, she encouraged me to stay on in art education. So shout out to Mrs. Harvey. She basically sat me down and said, you've got this cake, it would be really good if you iced it before you ate it. So that encouraged me to stay in art education. Beyond that, it's friends, family, and my boyfriend Jay, who's always been there to encourage me to carry on and inspired me to continue with art. As for my favourite artists, there's so many. I'd have to say Toulouse-Lautrec for his documentation style, Egon Schiele, I love his sketches and his line work. Frida Kahlo, I think her resilience is inspiring. Contemporary artists, I'd say Jim Marfood, Mark Dempsteader, Jonathan Yeo. I'm sure there are plenty that I can add to that, but I will probably remember them all later. Jamie asked me, what practice would you recommend that helps with bettering my faces? Practice for painting faces depends on what you want to achieve. You can be very abstract with the way that you paint a face and it will still read very well as a portrait and very well as a face. If it's accuracy that you're aiming for, I recommend exactly that. I would just say practice, practice, practice. Keep doing sketches, be quite free with those sketches, try not to tighten up too much while you're drawing. Cher asked me, does imposter syndrome ever go away? The short answer is no. If you've got that, or if you're prone to that, I think it's something that does hang around, especially for artists, I think, because we consider most of what we do as a learning process. We're always practicing and growing and changing and learning while we're working. So imposter syndrome, as long as you're always learning, it's always going to be there, and I think embrace it. So these things that I am waving in your face are acrylic paint pens. They are by a brand called Posca. If you'd like me to make a video detailing a little bit more about my process and the supplies that I use, then please let me know. Paul had a few questions for me. He asked me, what are your worst subjects to paint and what are your favourite subjects to paint? I don't think I have a worst subject. I have subjects that I feel like I need more practice at, but I actually enjoy that, so I don't think I could categorise that as worst subject. But my favourite subject would be faces and eyes. He also asked me, if you could swap places with another artist, who would it be and what is your guilty pleasure from an art point of view? So I think I would swap places with an artist that lives in a warm climate with a big studio with big patio doors. That's the dream. And my guilty pleasure as far as art, I suppose there is something that's not considered ever so productive when it comes to making art. So probably my guilty pleasure is just messing around with my sketchbooks and using stamps and stickers in my journal. That's probably considered very childish, but that I imagine would be my guilty pleasure. Sanif asked me, how did you approach galleries with your work? is there a certain way to do this? Well, the way I approach galleries probably isn't the right way. I can make a whole video about approaching galleries if you'd like me to. So if you'd like me to, leave a comment down below. But little bits of advice just for here, I would say be ready. So make sure that you've established who you are, your brand, your style before approaching a gallery. It can be very confusing for a gallery if you've got loads of different things going on. I'd say research the gallery, just make sure that they're right for you and you're right for them. Most galleries normally have a way that they'd like you to approach them on their website. So check out the gallery's website. So they've normally got a submissions section on there. If you'd like a little bit more detail about how to approach galleries, I can make a whole video about that. So leave a comment down below if that's something you might be interested in. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any more questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below or reach out to me on social media. If you'd like to subscribe to my newsletter, it is at www.artbyjen.co.uk. If I have enough requests, I will happily do another video if I have enough questions. So maybe I will see you in the next one. Bye!